Hello, and welcome to Stamp with Shel. My name is Shel Anderson, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator located in Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada. Tonight, we are going to have a play with the Global Design Project. Not Global Design, Casing Tuesday. I don't know which challenge I'm doing. Casing Tuesday challenge. Today we are casing this card. It is Casing Tuesday challenge number 534. This card is on page 42 of the catalog. I'll bring this up closer to the camera so that you can get a real good look at that card that we're going to be casing. So we are going to get started. My card base today is basic white, and I have got that scored, and I just want to burnish my score line so that my card lies nice and flat. And I do not know why my video is jumping. It's not my lights, it is the video. All right, hopefully that stops. Yeah, it's not the lights, it's the video. Just going in and out. All right, so all this week I am using the Gathering Moments stamp set. So we are going to be using that tonight for our card. Now I'm using the Gathering Moments DSP as well. And I really like this Cajun Craze leaf pattern, but I like this with the champagne foiling better. Just taking a double check so that I make sure that I'm using the front of my card. Last night when I made my card for you guys, I put it together backwards. Don't want to do that 2 nights in a row. All right, the next part of our sketch is there is a background piece. And I'm going to go with the Early Espresso patterned. And I'm just going to kind of eyeball this, trying to get the same amount on each side, top and bottom. Next up, there are 2 strips of cardstock or DSP. So I have chosen to use the Cajun here because that piece of Early Espresso is really quite stark. So this is going to take away from it a little bit. And we will just add those 2 strips like so. Now I'm going to bring this picture back in again. You see here they have die cut a big tree shape. I have that die, but I didn't like that. I don't want to be too copy, matchy, even though we are supposed to be casing. So from the Light and Wonder bundle, I die cut this tree. And I don't have all my little bits poked out apparently. Now I think I'm going to cut this die cut with my snips. And I don't know whether I'm going to layer it. I'm just going to cut it right up through here. Here, we'll just give this a little trim. So that can go there. Oops, there's another piece that's not poked out. I'm thinking that that can go there in the place of the big tree. But I don't know whether I want to layer this up. I don't think so. I think that's going to take away from it. So I'm just going to leave that, and I will use this die cut on the inside. All right, we will get some adhesive on the back of this. And I'm just going to go lightly all over the back side with my Tombow. Oops. And I think I'm going to level that right with the bottom of that Espresso DSP. Now, the good thing about Tombow, you can see that there is glue in there that you can see. When that dries, it's going to be crystal clear and you're not going to see it. Now, I'm going to use this die cut on the inside. So we're going to put some glue on here, and I'm going to be a little more careful on the inside, because when my card shuts, I don't want it to the front to stick to the back. All right, that just kind of pretties up the inside of the card a bit. Now we need to move on to a greeting. And they had a square. I'm changing it up to a circle. And I'm going to use one of the greetings from this stamp set. It's going to be have to be something tiny. Let me see. There's not a lot of tiny in here. I may be able to get thanks on there if I use my Stamparatus. Let's give that a whirl and see if I can make that work for us. All right, let's, I'm not going to use my Stamparatus because this is such a little piece. I am going to bring in my alt new one because it has the sticky mat, and we're going to need that stick. Now, will that fit on there? It will if we can get it lined up right. So I'm going to hold my finger right here. And we'll put our stamp wheel down and pick it up. And I'm going to use Early Espresso ink. And I'm just going to ink up the thanks. Hopefully I can do that. And you see I've got it on the edge, so I'm going to have to be careful when I do this. Let's get this lined up. Give it a little press. Not too shabby. I'm happy with that. I am not going to mess with that. All right. Let's get that out of the way and close this ink pad before I have ink everywhere. And I have cut the next larger size circle so that we can layer that up. Now let's grab a dimensional or two. And we will pop our greeting right on where that cut is. Okay. Let's get those out of the way. And I think that's all I'm going to do, except for some embellishment. I don't think it needs anything else. Let's see what I can find for dots. I have Cajun Craze dots. I'm looking for something in olive. It's what I'd really like to have. But I'm not finding it. Maybe. Bear with me a minute or two. I could use... Oh, that would be too much. Too much, too much, too much. I got some iridescence. No, I don't like that either. There's low profile sparkle dots, but those are garden green. I have lots of dots. I just don't have. There's some streaked dots. Those might be okay. All right, we're going to go with one of those two. Let's get them out of the package and hold them up next to the card. Those would be okay. But in this case, I think I like these ones better. So we will put the Cajun Craze ones back. And we're going to use the streaked dots. Where is my take your pick tool? What did I do with it? Oh, there it is. I am going to use a gigantic one. Oops, if I can get it picked up. And I'm going to put that nice big dot right there. And then I'm going to use two little ones. I'm just going to put these in a straight line. My putty is not the best. Let's see if we can get some putty pushed up here. I think my putty might have dried out on me. Or run out, one of the two. All right, we'll use my pick tool for the last one. There we have it. I like that. Super cool. in their sketch where I have the trees, they had a big oval, and then this was a little square. So let's bring the cards back in. Oops. There is our sketch, and there is my spin on it. And once again, this tree is from the Light and Wonder bundle. The paper is the gathering moments as well as the greeting. All right, I am out for today. I will be back tomorrow, same place, same time. Once again, I apologize for that flickering light. I'm not quite sure why that's happening. My lights here in the studio are not flickering, so it's obviously a Facebook thing. I apologize for it. I hope it doesn't drive you too crazy while you're watching my video. All right, thanks for everything. Bye-bye. See you tomorrow.